Hi, it's Mark, your medicine cork dork. Yesterday I talked about Albarino, a white wine from northwest Spain. Today I'll be discussing a monster that I created at World Market in Middleton, Wisconsin, and that is the wine blend from Portugal, Vinho Verde. So why am I doing these videos? Well, the majority of you have probably heard of some of the varietals like Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Riesling, and Moscato. I, however, would like to introduce to you two grapes that you probably never heard of. At the beginning of each video, I will remind you of a few things. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Your sensations of taste and smell are determined by the chemicals that are in food and drink. When we say we're smelling lime zest or we're tasting pink grapefruit, we're not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out individual smells. Swirl your wine glass, close your eyes, and think about what you're smelling or tasting. And this will help you analyze wine. I'll keep bringing up several terms that I will define at the beginning of each video. You obviously already know whether or not a wine is dry or sweet. Body is the mouthfeel you have when you taste the wine. It's analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, that's a full-bodied wine. If it's like skim milk, it's light-bodied. And if it's 2%, it's medium-bodied. Tanning is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. If it it should make your tongue feel like it's sticking to the side of your mouth or to the roof of your teeth. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing. The more watery, the higher the acidity, and all wines are acidic. Alcohol outside of the label can also be guessed by how much the wine burns at the top of your throat when it goes down. Okay, so on to the blend. Vinho Verde is not a grape so much as it is a blend grown in the Vinho Verde region of Portugal in the northern area of it. So, Portugal. A map. Here is Portugal as a whole. You can see Spain surrounding it, obviously. And this part here, the top part, is Vinho Verde. So, with Vinho Verde, the literal translation of Vinho Verde is green wine. It can be made into a light-bodied white wine, a light-bodied red wine, and in the rosé style. And generally, it's made with carbonation, although it can also be made still wine or non-carbonated wine. The white grapes that are primarily used are Alvarinho, which is the Portuguese word for Albarino, Argentino, Alveso, Azal, Loureiro, probably couldn't pronounce that right, and Trajadura. The red grapes that can be used are Vinho, Padeiro, and Espadero. And those grapes would be the ones that you can turn it to the rosé style. So, interestingly enough, Vinho Verde is released anywhere between 3 to 6 months after harvesting, and is usually consumed after being bottled, especially if it's carbonated. Around 86% of Vinho Verde wine is white, or Vinho Branco is what it would say on the label. Vinho Verde region is characterized by its many small growers who used to grow their vines off of the ground, up the trees, fences, and even telephone poles so that they could cultivate vegetable crops, primarily corn, below the vines that their families used as food. We know that in the 1st century, wine critic Pliny the Elder had referenced this wine region. The wines were primarily grown for domestic consumption. It is theorized that it was exported to England, Germany, and the Flanders region of Belgium in the 1100s. However, the first recorded history of international consumption was by Englishman John Croft in 1788. So what can you expect from Vinho Verde? Well, it's primarily a light-bodied wine that can be both fizzy or carbonated and still. It can be very dry to dry, has little tannin, if any at all. Vinho Verde is extremely acidic and has medium to low amount of alcohol. The wine is meant to be drunk in a white wine glass if you have one and served between 38 and 45 degrees, known as ice cold. In the world of wine, that is what ice cold is, 38 to 45 degrees. Should you have the patience, Vinho Verde can be stored anywhere from 1 to 3 years. One of the best parts about Vinho Verde is you could get a good quality bottle for $10, which is incredibly affordable. So what are some of the smells and tastes you can expect from Vinho Verde? Lemonade, pink grapefruit, lime zest, yellow apple, and white blossom. Pair it with fish tacos, mango salsa, or anything that requires cilantro and lime for a great experience. So if you're already a fan of dry Riesling, or if you want to try something classier than White Claw, you might want to give this versatile style of wine from Portugal a try. Anyway, this is Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Join me tomorrow at 3 o'clock when I will talk about a weird-sounding grape that is associated with Germany, but grows in places like Argentina, Moldova, and the United States, among others. Thanks for watching.